Overall, it went really well. There are a lot of things I would do. I would tweak and do better next time around. But I think overall, it went really, really well. I know that we knocked over 7,000 doors. With a couple hundred people, like that was pretty goddamn cool. And on top of that, like we got, I think, about a dozen content creators out there, and everyone worked really well together. It wasn't awkward or weird. Um, like people got along really well behind the scenes. I Part of my job was to make sure like everyone is like getting along and like they're handle any problems that arise, and like all of the problems were entirely logistical. Like leftists actually getting along together, like I don't know, it made my heart happy, made me feel some hopium, you know? Um let's see. And yeah, Gamer G, I'm not sure if that's the final number, but that was the number quoted to me in passing. So let's see. Um, yeah, I also got to jump in and do a couple pieces of content. We had a camera go down. We were going to be doing so much more, but we ran into an issue where one of the cameras, we had two cameras and a stream, and one of the cameras went down, so that threw our plan into chaos. People didn't show up that we were banking on. That kind of threw the plan into chaos. Yeah, it was someone came down last minute with like COVID. It happens. It happens. But we were able to pull it all together anyway. And how did you handle the heat? Not well. Not well. I sweat profusely in the heat, and when I exert myself just normally, um like even when I'm like in shape, I just my body sweats a lot. So I went through a lot of different outfits, and yeah. Most people also had to go through a lot of outfits, and did laundry on site. It brought us together, built character. Uh, let's see. If all goes well, I might attend the midterms as a content creator. Hell yeah, OS Crane. Especially OS Crane, if you're thinking to launch as like a political creator, like now and through the general is like the best time. Like the general election brings a lot of attention to politics creators. Um, I wish I could go. Instead, had to fight with dumb fucks in DSA. We were attacking Bowman from the left and defending allegedly blocking campaign buses by yeah, Super Jet Guy. Like that was so silly. Like we talked a bit about it at the event. We did some panels. I don't know if those were like live streamed or anything, but we talked about that, and it's not specifically, but it's just like certain, wherever you are in the political spectrum, you always feel more comfortable attacking people who are closest in political proximity to you. I think they feel more accessible, they feel more accessible. And so because there's only a handful of like progressive politicians in Congress, like our lefties attack them, dog. Like, and the worst part is, and I think the most effective way to counter this rhetorically is just to point out that when they do that, when they lash out at like their allies, when they are attacking them rather than the conservatives who would like, I don't know, quadruple the funding to Israel, like send 10,000 times more bombs. Um, they're doing the bidding of like the propaganda that those worst candidates pay for. Like George Latimer is getting funded by AIPAC specifically to depress the left-leaning turnout in that election. And when you protest organizing efforts to get people out to vote from the left to a leftist, like you're just doing the bidding of the billionaires. You're doing the bidding of the people who spent millions upon millions of dollars to twist that campaign. I think that's an effective rhetorical counter. Let's see. I have a kind of random question about media literacy and conclusions. I mean, yeah, we'll get there. You, Goblin, Gunther, Mariana, Cirrus, Binder, uh, J J Reg, J Reg. Yeah, there were a lot of people. Yeah. 2 days ago, I hear nonsense about Doc, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that turd. All these hints get dropped, and he responds, no wrongdoing found, and I did nothing wrong. Seeing, yeah, we'll get to that. Ask a physicist. I don't want to talk about that right now, though. We're gonna finish this topic first. Um, hey, Rhombus. I told my chapter's Palestinian WG. I'm not sure what the WG stands for. I'm bad with acronyms. Guy that we are going to need to have a conversation about going underground after arguing with him in DMs about Wool's actions and defending it. Ugh. Underground if Trump wins. I mean, yeah, kind of. Pity I couldn't be in New York, but I think I did good work in the Washington Dem Convention. Passed 3 resolutions on Gaza, 1 for a ceasefire, 1 for ending military aid, and 1 for restoring UNRWA funding. Dragonfly, that sounds like some goddamn good work to me. Honestly, like those conventions build a lot of power and wield a lot of influence, and not enough of us progressives go to them. Let's see. How you doing, Paladin? Working group. Gotcha. Yeah, do you guys have any questions? I think it wound up looking pretty good. I saw like people. Matt Binder was already putting up interviews that he did on the channel. We got a lot of people. Let's see here. Yeah, like what content creators came? We had Ariana Jasmine, we had Lumi Roo, we had Vosh, we had We're in Hell, we had Chill Goblin, we had Matt Binder, we had Nominal Naomi, we had Alec Gunther, we had J Reg, we had Stacy K, we had Cirrus. We assembled a pretty good team, and there were also supposed to be a lot more. You might notice it's very heavily skewed towards content creators. We were also supposed to have a lot more like community leaders come out, and there must have been like a miscommunication. I don't know exactly what happened, but only 2 people wound up coming out on that end, and one of them was a guy who thought this was like a business convention where he could talk about credit scores, and that he did not make it on stream. I kind of wish we had put him on stream. I think it would have been like kind of meme content, but yeah, no, he was very confused, but he was also just really chill, and he was really kind, and I felt really bad for wasting his time. And how did Lumi not find you? Lumi did find me. Also, Lumi uses they them pronouns, just as an FYI. National DSA is such a shit show lately. The worst actors at the leadership, not representing the majority of membership once. It's kind of embarrassing. Most DSA members are decent, wanting to make good change. I believe it. Did you do any sightseeing or tourism? So first of all, we weren't in NYC. We were in Jamaal Bowman's district out in Yonkers. The main venue that we were able to get was in Terrytown. So we wound up being in like the northern part of Bowman's district. And like on the day we went out, we wound up going to like to Canvas. We wound up going to the extremely bougie section of Yonkers. You know, very clearly the part that leans towards Latimer, and we were still able to get good conversations. We did find some random Bowman supporters while canvassing. Um, and what really got impressed upon me by like walking around that part of the district is how absolutely redlined to hell that district is. Like, holy moly. Um, I can, having walked around it now, I can believe that Hillary Clinton lives up there. Um, like the streets in like the ultra rich neighborhoods don't have sidewalks. So like even if you wanted to like walk around in those neighborhoods, you have to walk in the street, and the streets are extremely narrow. So it's just kind of like it is hostile to you if you are not a wealthy person. Like it's just built that way, you know? Um and the houses are just colossal. Like you know, not to be too on the nose, one of the doors that got knocked on by my canvassing group, when we had very few people actually answer the door, but like I think one out of like 4 or 5 that did answer the door, um, I think it was the only person of color that we saw while door knocking in this area. Um, was like the hired help that worked there. Um, it was yeah, it was really like if you imagined like a wealthy New York kind of racist neighborhood that might support not Jamal Bowman, George Latimer. Um, the image you have in your head, that's just what it was. um, yeah. I will say I did see a very, very, very cute dog though. That dog probably cost more than my entire car. That's how cute it was. Um Also, Paladin, Lumi did have to leave early, so they might just be saying like they missed me cuz like they had to leave halfway through the event. Like late on Saturday, I believe, or early Sunday. Um so yeah. Let's see. No worries. New York 16 got redrawn and cut off the Bronx. Yeah. Yeah. They really did their best in this election cycle to undermine Jamaal Bowman. I'm hopeful that it won't work. I feel like there's a lot of enthusiasm for him still. Any hostiles? No one was overtly hostile. All of the Latimer supporters that we encountered, for the most part, were pretty respectful. Like one guy was just kind of like, nah, I already know who I'm voting for, and just like, yeah, we were like, oh, all right, have a good day. Uh, another one, like actually had like a pretty good conversation. I think with Vosh on that one. Um, but like you know, no one was like, get off my lawn, we're gonna kill you. You know, nothing like that. Do you see more streamer collaborations like this happening in the future? Yeah, so Wanda M, like part of my job for this event was to bring these streamers together. Like I was the one like reaching out, seeing if they were interested and seeing like what kind of logistical things we could do to get them out there. And so my hope and my goal is that as we go into the general, we'll be doing more events like that to support. I mean, probably not Joe Biden. I know that would be a much harder much harder sell for a lot of content creators, you know, especially like progressive and like farther left folks. But I would hope that maybe we'd be able to get people out to do like down ballot races, that are more like for more progressive candidates, or even against like monstrous conservative folks, like you know, like Lauren Boebert or something like that. You know. Um. August 6th, Corey Bush. Yeah, I haven't, like, I literally got back at like around midnight last night. I haven't, we haven't had any meetings. I have no idea what's on the horizon. Today I was so like emotionally exhausted. I cried in the closet. um You're like the linchpin. I mean, I like, I'm not tooting my horn. I did a fuck ton. And like honestly, so did every other like person working for PV, like either as a volunteer or anything. Like people showed up to put their all into that event, and it showed. And I think it was a really really wonderful collaboration. Secret meetings with your secret employers, yeah. Secret, aka private meetings with my publicly known employer. Who contracts with me. They're not my employer. They are just the person I provide contract services to. Let's see. It was such a good event. Such a great positive time. Thanks for working so hard on it. Thank you so much for coming, Berserk Jazerk. It really made a difference. And also it was I'm not gonna lie, it was nice being recognized by folks. It was nice, like a few people wanted pictures, and I have no idea if I looked good in them. I was probably just like exhausted beyond all reason. But and it was also nice. A few people, like after I did a public panel towards the end, like, and a couple people came up and really appreciated my answers. So that was really really nice. Sorry I missed your coverage, Jack. I would have loved to see it. This okay, the Ukrainian? I didn't make a lot of content while I was there. I was running around in the background, like getting people to where they needed to be, or getting stuff for people, like food or caffeine. Should be some great Kyle Clark coverage coming out tonight. Absolutely, Amber Brains. Hello, Hort Zero. Penny Auntie.
Yay, Amber buttons.
Thank you very much for gifting Amber Brains a sub. That's very kind of you. For whatever it's worth, 100% was a morale boost to see you all out there. Yeah, like I I think we like the content creators do a lot. Like they aren't necessarily out there knocking doors all day or whatever, but they like get on camera, and like some of those people were on camera for like 10 hours maybe. Maybe not that much, but like it is hard to be on for cameras and on for interviews, and like both the live streamed content and the offline content that got filmed there. And like I think in the future, one of the things
Did Hort Zero N hear a button?
Horton hear a button. Penny Auntie, thank you for gifting Horto a sub. Um Do you think Ari is gonna go blue? Oh, Arizona is gonna go blue in the presidential race? Maybe. We'll see. Hey, loserk. Um. So yes, I would expect to see more streamer collaborations. One thing I want to do in the future is maybe have people beyond like just we had a couple people who were beyond like the streamer space. Ariana Jasmine, who by the way is like one of the loveliest people in person, like inside and out. Just I loved talking with her, and she was delightful. But she is biggest on Instagram and TikTok, and like it was cool seeing someone who has like an expertise in a kind of content creation that I don't do, you know? And yeah, she also streams. She also does stream. But like I mean, she has like 250,000 on like TikTok and like 100K on Instagram, as yeah, like she has much bigger audiences on those platforms. Um and she had a lot of good insight, and I think I would want to talk more with content creators about getting stuff and having scheduled content that they come up with on their end, so that they can like I don't know, make some content that is more their own, you know? Like not that they weren't doing that at the event, just that like we want to provide opportunities to facilitate like, you know, if you want to do like man on the street interviews for like content creation behind the scenes, I would have loved to have blocked off time for people to do that, and we just didn't have that in our schedule. But next time we certainly could. We were also beat and hot and non-photogenic. True. I'm Berserk in the other chat, but I wanted to be here now that I reckon I'm closer to the community. Hell yeah! Welcome to the Riverboat crew, Loserk. Let's see. Yeah, I have to admit I really enjoyed JReg being there. I don't really, I'm not super familiar with his content, but like god damn is that guy funny. God damn is that guy funny. I don't understand his humor. Like I don't know how to like predict it, you know? But god, he's funny.
Hypers with the canvassing event. Keep up the good work, BWA.
Matt at the Yahoo, thank you for the 5 tier 1 subs. I really appreciate it. Thank you for bringing that BWA energy. I missed you guys. JReg exists beyond society. It was so like I think for me, like the moment where it kind of started to click a little bit for JReg was he was on camera, right, with the Hillary Clinton hat. And there were people who didn't know who he was, who were like, is he an unironic Hillary Clinton supporter? And like there were so many people in the chat that like I was sent over to just ask him about the hat. Like, do you okay, so I feel like I know the answer to this, but you're wearing the hat as a bit, right? And his response was just like a little, like just a slow, the tiniest little crack of a smile in the corner of his mouth. It was so fucking funny. God. That Hillary Clinton, yeah, exactly. The Hillary hat was confusing volunteers. Oh, Gamer G, I'm gonna have to watch that. Also, I wanna say shout out to Chill Goblin. I wasn't again someone I wasn't super familiar with. Salmon Moose.
Catching some noobs, some NO.
I miss those O's.
OBS.
Chill was nice. Chill was nice, but more than that, like he's a stand-up comic, right? And like he also does like scripted videos. And not only was he like really chill and kind, he was also very funny. Like he just had like a really good delivery where he could like interrupt you with like just a very sincere sounding, very funny line, and it cracked me up so many times. Looking lovely like always. Thank you. We're just talking about the Progressive Victory canvassing event I got back from yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, he does like he has good voice work. He also has really good like facial control for like expressions and like gestures. I really enjoyed getting to know him. And Where in Hell was great as well. Like also very funny. Like had like a lot of really great and insightful points to make. And the three of them the three of them became known as the Maple Brothers because they're all Canadian. And my god, it was good stuff. Also, I do want to say, if none of you have met Vosh in person, this is my first time meeting him in person. Like we've talked before on streams and like a little bit like off stream, but I do have to say I was surprised. He is exactly the same off stream as he is on stream. Like I was expecting more arrogance off stream. To be 100, keep it 100 with you guys. he was exactly the same, and he was great. I enjoyed the time I got to speak with him. Um, the Maples and the very honest and serious Binda. Yeah, Matt Binder was amazing too. Like we had a couple really good conversations, and I really appreciated him. Vast Steven, thank you for the 200 biddies over on Twitch. Hell yeah. But yeah, Matt Binder like is so smart, and he's been in like this arena for such a long time. He has so many good insights that are useful, and like I appreciate it. I know he had to move a lot of stuff in his life around to get out there, and I appreciated every minute he could give us. Like he was amazing. Um and I think we had a really good combination of like silliness to like excellent content, you know, like or silliness to like intellectual content, I guess. You know, I don't know if that makes sense. Um and like also god, just shout out to Lumi Rue. Lumi held it the fuck down. Like they were there for one day, right? One day. They interviewed, I think, every single content creator that was there. And like they were just giving us 110%. And I adore Lumi. Lumi is incredible. Yeah, Luzerk, like they weren't able to be there a lot, like for the full thing, but they like weren't on stream that much, but they were off cam. They were not off camera. They were on one of our offline cameras, doing great interviews, like just hour after hour, just like they were a real trooper. Yeah, Lumi, another person who just like exactly what you would think they would be, off stream, and I appreciate that so much. Like as like an autistic person, it's always jarring to me when I meet someone who just has a completely different personality, like off camera as they do on camera. um I wish I was there. Well, we're going to be making future events, so consider turning out the canvas in the future. um I forget that he's one of the older content creators, Matt Binder. Yeah, like he's got a lot going on in his life, you know? Um and it was just really cool meeting him in person. I talked with him a bit on like Leftist Mafia, but um yeah. If we ever meet in person, I'm gonna trigger your tism so bad. Nah. Binder does not look his age. I mean, look, what he's doing keeps working for him. Mate, you know, I heard that he drinks a lot of soda. Maybe he drinks a lot of Dr. Pepper. You know, there's like that 114-year-old lady who drinks like 3 glasses of Dr. Pepper a day. Maybe that's the secret. I don't know. My phone is about to die, but I'll try to rejoin the stream when I find my charger. Hell yeah. Hey Malachi, how you doing, lovely? My doctor is Dr. Pepper. Wait, do you have an actual doctor named Dr. Pepper? I always thought that would be really funny. Also, I haven't had caffeine today, so I'm gonna fix that. You're memeing? Alright, cool. I missed you guys. I brought a bunch of my stuff to try streaming, but I was just so exhausted at the end of like every day that I was not able. And plus I operated on about 3 hours of sleep each night I was there. Mostly because part of my job is to like, you know, make sure people have a good time, make sure everyone's safe, make sure, you know, like do the things, be kind of like the event mom. And it like, you know, like we took like I got the content creators out to dinner to like make sure we all ate together and could have time to unwind and talk. And we did like some like in our hotel room, like just like chatting and drinking like ciders or beers or spiked lemonade or whatever. And it was really good to like get to know all of those people on a better level. Like Alec Gunther, by the way, shout out to him. Like dude just keeps it 100, and I appreciate his honesty. And like he was amazing. Like I mean, I all of the content creators were incredible. There was not a one where I was like, ugh. You did some in your hotel. We drank a little bit of alcohol. Yeah, we did do that. Not, also Naomi is so fucking funny. And oh god, Surus. I didn't know Surus personally. Like we had not talked before this really. We were kind of aware of each other. Um he he and I like just talked about nerd shit. It was great. It was great. Also, I see people in chat talking about Alec Gunther. Alec Gunther and I had to go to the same airport to catch our flights. Because of like how driving and like the availability of people to get us there. Like we wound up getting to the airport. I got there 4 hours early. He got there like 6 hours early, and then my flight was delayed by like an hour. So we wound up hanging out for like 5 hours, and we talked about anime for 5 hours, and like we talked a little bit about like political theory too or whatever, but like a lot about anime, and it was great. It was like he's so good at just being a person you want to talk to, you know. Um, Missed you too, Legala Deville. It's good to be back. One key is to not give in to the dark side. True. And Naomi, like Naomi was just, I don't even know how to put it. Like she was so funny, and she had so many great insights. And I honestly I think everyone was pretty goddamn funny, you know? Just like we had a really great group, and basically everyone that I was able to follow up with as people were leaving said that they would love to do something like this again. They had a really good time, and we got a lot of people out there, and I think like if we kept doing stuff like this, we could really keep if we kept the snowball rolling, right? We could make these events bigger. We could like do so much, you know? Like if we turned out even like a fraction of this audience for like a state level race, it's over. It's all ogre. Okay, like 200 volunteers for a like for like a state senate seat, like for like oh my god, we basically achieved something akin to like a political nuclear weapon. Like it's crazy. Cirrus is a good egg. I play commander with him off and on. Oh man, I next time if we put together an event like this next time and Soros is able to come, I want to give him like a camera and just let him do like a somehow like a progressive political introduction to how to play Magic the Gathering. I think with a prompt like that he could absolutely nail it, you know? He could just knock it right out of the park. Yeah, they're just really high quality people. A, po- a political nuclear weapon. Sirius almost restarted my addiction. Sirius almost got me to learn how to play Magic the Gathering. I came this close. I'm this close. Yeah, and I don't know if it's up yet, but guys, we did like a progressive version of Jubilee, like we did that. It's so fucking good. The conversations are great. It's wonderful. If you do the Bobert race, you can come to Colorado and meet Kyle Clark. I can show you around. That would be cool. It would be cool. I don't know if I would be able to meet Kyle Clark, but like it would be cool to just like meet some Colorado peeps. Yeah, no, exactly. Like it was really great. The only downside is that it was filmed in like 100-degree temperatures, and it was like a 3-hour shoot. But like, you know, you get what you get. All right. Right, Paladin. I think he would be really good at it. And yeah. Hopefully Vadim can make it to the next one. Hey, it's Vadim was gonna be there. He got COVID at the very last minute. Which sucks, but I think he's down to try and make it to one in the future, and like I think he would have also really added to the dynamic.